Alright, so I just got the anodizing exhaust for the 2018 Mt07 off Aliexpress, and I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown on how to install it and what it's actually like. So I've actually already put it on, but I need to take it off because under here, just where the muffler and the main pipe going into the headers is connected, it's not so good. There's a little bit of play in there, so I'm going to put some gasket on there, and hopefully it'll fix up any rattle that is in there at the moment. And while I'm doing that, I'll show you guys how to actually put it on. So the first step is with a 12mm socket, get these 4 nuts off here. But don't completely take them off, just loosen them for now. And you can get a socket up there past the radio, you don't need to take anything else off. Once that's done, just take these 2 here off with a 6mm Allen key. Once we have that little bit off, you'll be able to get to that plate just behind there where you'll have this bolted on. Just take it off. And you'll have to do the same on the other side because that's how the stock exhaust is fitted. So take those 2 off, and then you'll be able to take off the stock O2 sensor. If you pull this out here, it'll just unscrew with a 14mm, and then you'll be able to finish untightening these ones, and the whole exhaust will slip off. And once it's all on, where we took this off, you're going to fit an L-shaped bracket that they supply onto the back of that same part that that one was fitted onto. So I'll show you the back. So it just sits like that. And then onto that one, there's a little brass bracket. Just put that on so it bends backwards. And then you'll grab your clamp, slide it over, and it bolts in there. So when you pull the exhaust out of the box, you're going to have something like that inserted inside the muffler. You actually need to take that out. I don't know why they give it to you. Maybe it's to fit other pipes, or if you want to take this off and put it on another bike, but pretty much just throw that away. So I've just put a bit of gasket sealant on it. You don't really have to, but I found that a little bit of air came out of the connection, so I just pulled it off to do that. And basically to install this, all you do is line it up so that end is pointing like that. Slide it on. Alright, once that's slipped on, you grab this tool here and just stretch each spring on the top and bottom. They give you a couple of different springs. I just went for whatever fit the tightest. Alright, everything's back on where it needs to be. Last thing is the O2 sensor. Just take it out of its little clips and twist it in the opposite direction, maybe a dozen times or so then when you're screwing it back in, you're not twisting it even more than it needs to be, and eventually it will end up being perfectly straight. Put it back in its little clips. And you're ready to go. Now you might find by the end of it, you're left with a bunch of random nuts and bolts, springs and washers. Wouldn't worry too much, as long as you secure it properly. And pretty much just put your clamp on, that bracket onto the black L bracket, the L bracket onto the bike, 4 nuts from the original header back on, then you're pretty much set to go, and you've got 2 springs down the bottom. I ended up throwing away a bunch of stuff because they just send you too many things. Alright, now I'll show you a bit of a comparison. At the moment the baffle is out. It's really easy to take out. One little Allen key, and it just sits inside there, and the Allen key is just down the bottom, the Allen, the bolt. So it just slides out. So I'll start it up. Okay, this is with the baffle. There's really not much difference.